Gator Nation, Lance Jasper with you. Season preview. Got to start with the head coach, Dan Mullen. I mean, this guy's a proven winner, play caller, quarterback developer. He's been in the West, which really helps our play. Strength and conditioning. He's an ace recruiter. The way he stole Emory Jones from Urban Meyer there at the last drop. Jacob Copeland from Nick Saban. I mean, it really just shows you. He brought the swag back to the swamp. Wearing that visor, you gotta love that. But really, with recruits, fans, and he's put the nation on notice. The Gators are back, and it starts at quarterback. And everybody wants to talk about Felipe Franks. A couple things he does, just struggles with processing info, the communication in the huddle, and getting off his first read. And outside the pocket, his eye level really drops. You don't get out of bounds, and you really don't see receivers running wide open downfield, which really been a problem for him. Don't understand how to get rid of the ball. Just avoid negative plays. But he trusts his arm too much. But one thing about him though, he's confident, leadership. He can run better than people think. I checked the Texas A&M tape a little bit. Big arm. I mean, it's deep ball. He can throw it deep better than most people can hand it off. But Kyle Trask, a lot of people say he's the best pure passer on the team. I don't agree with that. I mean, he ran the same offense in high school. I get all that, but there's no tape. I mean, he was kind of erratic in the spring game, if you ask me. Nice back shoulder throw. But maybe there's some potential there. And Doug Johnson was raving about his, maybe not raving, but talking about his pocket presence. Says a little bit better than Felipe Franks, but, state the obvious there. But what I like is Emory Jones, man. The ball handling's elite. I mean, the speed to keep defenses honest. Fits all the boxes for a damn on offense. Really makes defenses play slow when you can run that read Austin with his kind of speed to take it to the house. Because it makes defenses think instead of just react. Because if a defensive end gets out of position, this guy's taking it to the house, man. I mean, the deep ball, the flick of the wrist, he's dropping dimes 50 yards. Can roll out left, drop dimes, which really tells you how sound his mechanics are. But really, man, his eye control when he gets outside the pocket, he ain't looking to run. This guy can attack the second level with his arm better than anybody I've studied, including Justin Fields. And excited to have him, man. Dan Mullen picked him, you know what I mean? That's what I love about him. He recognized this kid early, man, and really been on his tail the whole time. And let's get to the running backs. Everybody, guys I like, Jordan Scarlett, violent yards after catch. I mean, one guy can't tackle him. They don't want to. I mean, he makes a lot of guys miss because they don't want to tackle him. Really needs to improve his blocking. And Michael Piron, solid backup. Really don't have the speed Gator fans really want to see from a tailback. But, 9 touchdowns last year, hard to argue with. So a solid backup right there. But the guy I like, Darius Lemons, home run, special teams player, needs to fine tune some of his game. But I really think the coaches are high on him, even though they've been coaching him hard. I can tell you right now he's going to be a number 1, number 2 stable with Scarlett. Like I said, solid backup with Piron. Iverson Clement, this guy can do it all. Line up slot, running back, special teams player again. I think he's going to contribute. Maybe not as much as other guys, but I do think he will play and not redshirt like Damian Pierce will redshirt. But tight ends, man, you got something we ain't seen in Florida, something we really need, man. Keontae Lewis, a veteran. I'd like to see him be more consistent with his hands, but he's really got a bigger role to relish in. That's going to help him be more consistent, I think, stay focused. And Kyle Pitts, man, 6'6", 235, instant mismatch. I mean, really, state champion. I mean, just a winner, man. Number 4 player overall in Pennsylvania, tough state. And Kemar Gamble, wait and see. He's supposed to be a star last year. Maybe the injuries held him back. Got a little overweight, I heard. But great hands on this kid, man. And he's really staying after every practice and working hard with Emory Jones in the offseason. So that's great news to hear about a guy like that. And you kicking in a wide receiver with, Van Jefferson. Can the transfers get eligible? We don't know. But if he does, this guy can do it all. Deep threat, inside, played inside for Ole Miss last year. So really, you don't know where he's going to line up, which causes mismatch. Because in college, the best corner usually just plays one side of the field. He don't line up everywhere. So Grimes, quick feet, good hands. Swain, worth ethic's excellent. He can block. I mean, Billy Gonzalez raised about this kid. Josh Hamlin, a guy I really love, looking to break out this year, I think. You can really trust this guy, man. He more of a David Nelson type, man. You kind of trust him. He's going to do all the right things. He's going to be where he's supposed to be, man. So with all the stars we have at receiver, he can really sneak in there and be something maybe the defense don't focus on, but can still be a threat and make some good plays like David Nelson used to do. And Kadarius Toney, man, just a natural playmaker. Whether he just get the ball in his hands, but whether screen pass, reverse, read option, a real option, now that you got a speed option, now that you got a running quarterback. But we want to see his route running improve, and I thought he showed great strides in the spring, man. Really proud of the way he worked. And Jacob Copeland, a miracle worker. I mean, there's what all can you say about this guy? An instant mismatch for real. I mean, this guy can take the top off any defense. He can play inside out, line up in the wildcat. He can take a direct snap. He can do it all. Really excited about him, man. The deep threat of this kid, man, is just unbelievable, man. And when he's in space, he's elite, man. He's got great hands, contested catch, and tremendous balance as a wide receiver, which really allows him to make contested catches and keep going upfield when usually people fall over. Really, check his tape, man. He's an excellent player. And, talk about the offensive line. When they say we like talent, you got to factor in a lot of things when you talk about offensive line. Quarterback play calling, all the running backs helping up, picking up blitz, all the receivers separating and get open. You can't expect a lineman to block no more than 3 to 4 seconds, just like you can't expect a corner to cover. So it goes hand in hand. There's a lot of things factor in. But for somebody saying there's no talent on its offensive line, drunker than hell, pisses me off. But you gotta be a hot cup of shut the hell up. Maybe in Jasper, I'll pour you a Route 44 cup down there at the Sonic, son. But tell me about Marquez Ivy, man. It's got great punch, got the feet, play inside out, excellent run block. Maybe could improve a little bit in his pass block. But again, he's got the length in his arms, and that's what really can bend. I mean, but again, great feet. That's what makes offensive lineman, and he's got the punch. He's a first-round pick. I think he'd be number 1 overall pick. But tell me about Brett Heath. Really consistent, a leader. I mean, I respect his game and it's worth it. Got a mean streak. Big Ugly. You got to have these guys, man. McCoy, like to see him bounce back. Fred Johnson, play guard and tackle. I don't think the coaching staff did him any justice playing him all around, man. I like to see him. Got potential and size. I really like seeing him focusing on one position and stick with it. And I know injuries and stuff like that. He's had to bounce around, but at the same time, I don't think the coach is offensive line coach. I don't think Florida's had a legit offensive line coach in a long time. And I think it's going to help out big having John Hevesy and the technique he knows and the bigger offseason they went through with the Savage at the helm. But tell me about the Juwan Taylor played hurt. I mean, a guy's got NFL potential. I mean, I think this guy's got it all. Maybe you don't get the credit that a lot of people do, and maybe you don't have the hype that a lot of people have. But again, a solid offensive lineman, NFL potential. TJ Moore could step up. I really like to see that. Chris Bleak was a spring star. Tyler Jordan we're still waiting on, senior. So we'll see what it means to him. When you get down on the defense now, the defensive line, I got to tell you, CC Jefferson, my man. I mean, I think he's going to get a lot more sacks in his new role. He's played out of position, been asked to play inside, maybe due to injury, maybe because of not. I mean, but one thing about C.C. Jefferson, he ain't just a stat guy. I mean, he really opened it for other guys. He's a true teammate and a true Gator, and I really love his game. And if you know how to watch tape, man, the stats don't tell the story on C.C. Jefferson and what he's meant to the Florida Gators defense. But Zabar Zuniga, man, a pass rush specialist. I mean, he can make tackles for loss in the run game. Kerry Clark, another guy expected to step up and have a big year this year. To Daryl Slatton, like to see him play more fundamentally. I know Dan Mullen's trying to light a fire on his belly, getting him to play the right way so he can be dominant, more consistent, and learning how to play with more technique and fundamentals instead of just relying on his strength. And Zachary Carter, another guy I expect to break out this year. Didn't really step on the field last year. Everybody knows about Antonius Clayton, waiting on him to step up. In a Todd Grantham defense, where you really want to attack, you can expect Antonius Clayton to finally break out, Gator Nation. And a guy I like who ain't getting no pub this offseason, Tyree Campbell. I thought he stepped up, played hard, did a lot of good things last year. I mean, his stats maybe don't jump off on you, but another guy who I really just love, plays hard, consistent, stepped up, really, didn't get pushed around as far as I'm concerned. Check the tape on Tyree Campbell. I like Tyree Campbell. I like this guy a lot. Linebackers, man. David Reese, excellent run defender, 102 tackles, a leader. He played hurt. I know he gets criticism for his pass coverage, but that's bad coaching, man. Keep him in what he does well. Don't ask him to do something he can't. And Vosan Joseph, big hitter, plays out of control and undisciplined. Don't see him getting a lot of playing time this year. James Houston expected to break out and really take his spot. I believe he will. And Colin Johnson and Jeremiah Moon, guys who I think can really play outside while you're waiting on him already burning his body to grow into that linebacker spot. And really good in coverage. Jeremiah Moon and Colin Johnson, I really like their coverage skills. But let's get on down to the number one cornerback. position group in the nation, and that's no other than the Florida Gators. Pick six click. CJ, Marco, Chauncey Gardner. I'm gonna call him the pick six click, man. That's a new nickname for them boys. If anybody likes it, jump on it, tweet at me. And but really, man, CJ Henderson. Yeah, I mean, this guy's a pick six waiting to happen. He's shut down tight. Marco had 10 pass breakups. I expect him to have a lot more interceptions this year moving forward in his career. And Gardner, the attitude, the mental makeup. I like him at nickel, man, because he got great hands and he's got a nose for the end zone, man. He's a touchdown threat every time he gets the ball in his hands. You've seen the tape. And Trey Dean, man, this is a guy who I expect to compete. He's got the Janoris Jenkins mental makeup. He can compete with anybody, man. He's a physical player. Really believes in himself. Believes in the system. Team player. Really got a strong spiritual life, which more power to him, man. I'm just telling you, this kid's real, man. He's got it all. His wires are made the right way, man. He ain't gonna do nothing stupid, man. You can trust him. He's gonna be around for a long time. Trey Dean, keep the name in mind. He's gonna break out. Brian Edwards, solid backup. Maybe not a number one, but a solid backup, man. And Justin Watkins, this kid's got speed to burn, elite speed. He's a Champ Bailey prototype, man. You're gonna see him on offense and defense. Mark my word. Starting kick returner. Justin Watkins, man. Elite speed. The cover skills are unbelievable, man. He could easily play offense, but the needs at cornerback and the money's at cornerback in the NFL draft, so I don't blame the kid. And let's talk about the safety, because they say we got questions at safety. Well, somebody don't know nothing about Sean Davis. If you think we got questions at safety, Sean Davis on the roster, give me a damn break, man. This kid, big hitter, good speed, plays bigger than his size, man. Willing runner, tackle and run, play the run like a motherfucker. This kid is great, man. Tell me about Amari Burney, man. He ready to play day one. Instincts. He fucked me up coming in, hanging there inside. Great instincts. Play for his size, man. Great hands. He had a couple of picks in the spring. Amari Burney, man. Star day one, man. Then you talk about Brad Stewart, a solid player. I think he's more of a nickel type. Really struggled in the run game, but a lot of freshmen do, man. Big time player out of Louisiana, though. Highly recruit. He was a big steal for Mike Wayne in the class, so I ain't giving up on Brad Stewart. But I do think he's more of a nickel top instead of a safety. But I'm really looking forward to Sean Davis and Amari Burney back there in the safety position, man. I think you got Juwan Taylor can fill in. We know about that. Donovan Saunders is still waiting on him. But I think we got some star potential back there at the safety position. Then you go to special teams with Johnny Townsend's brother taking over and the kicker, McPherson, coming. So should have that wrapped up. The key is punt return and kick return. We need more yardage, and I think we're going to get that with Justin Watkins stepping on campus day one. Kick returner, Darius Slim is helping him out on the other side. Pick your poison, which way you want to kick it. And punt return, a lot of people talking about Kadarius Toney, but I don't think you can afford his injury, so I think you got to play Justin Watkins right there. Not saying you want him to get hurt, but I think he's just more of the top, got better hands. We don't know if Kadarius Toney's hands are trusted enough to be playing punt return. That's a big position. It ain't like kick return. And, one thing I love about this team, though, man, it's going to make them successful. Young quarterback, power running game, field position. You don't give up a lot of big plays because you got to shut down corners. I mean, explosive plays at wide receiver. You finally got a head coach who understands offense. A head coach who understands winning in the SEC. A true offensive line coach. A true wide receiver coach. A defense coordinator who's been successful everywhere he's been. A lot of people want to judge this team off last year. Don't put it on the talent. Put it on the coaches from last year. The 2018 Gators rocking and rolling. You're looking at 11-1 season. I'll see you in Atlanta. Go Gators.